Let's go. Let's go. Let's get this shit rolling. All right. Oh, yeah, yeah. Welcome to the Cityballers.com RonBoy Picks Day. So pretty much I'll come to you every day and give you my picks for the next day. So today we got what do we have on cap today? I've already went over the picks for today. Today really wasn't a good game. Was not a good day, so I took the day off. So I'm gonna go into baseball first. We'll save basketball for last, but I'm gonna go into this baseball. Get your pen and your paper down and ready to go, and I'll show you what we're gonna do. Mm-hmm. We're gonna give out these picks. Get your pen and paper ready. Write it down or do whatever you want to do. I'm just gonna break down baseball now. Give me a couple of minutes, and I'll be right with you. Oh, this sucks. All right, so I'm gonna go ESPN. Can you guys hear me well? Can you hear me out there? Good. Let's see. Close my mouth. Would I have my mouth hanging open or something? That's because I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. So, hello, hello, hello. So we're gonna get into baseball, right? And that's our first thing we'll jump off into is betting on some baseball games for tomorrow's date, May the 6th. Normally, when I do baseball, or when you will do baseball, we all do it together, right? We'll go through the whole lineups, like who's batting, who's off with an injury, the pitchers, who's pitching, which is very important. So football, all you got to do is just look at the lineup and see who's sick. I mean, who's out, who's probable, and who's out. But baseball, you got to look at a whole bunch of different variables, and then if they're all correct, that still doesn't translate into a victory because baseball is very tricky. I've seen so many games where a pitcher has like a 1.2 ERA and still loses the game because they got one hit, right? So the bats didn't back him up. So a lot of times just because they have a high ERA does not necessarily mean that they're going to win. So today, or well, for tomorrow, I see the Washington Nationals and Cleveland game is delayed, rain delay game. Today, Dodgers is winning 1-0 against Miami. We'll talk about Miami too. Miami's a sleeper team. I like Miami, and I like the White Sox. The White Sox have been hot. They're scheduled to go up against Kansas City today with this good pitcher named Regans, but Regan's been kind of off. So you can get a good price with taking the Chicago White Sox. I would take the Chicago White Sox straight money line because if they win, which is a great possibility, it's better than taking them spread +1. If you guys got a question, just ah, who's this? Are you famous in Mexico? No, I don't think anybody knows me in Mexico. It would be sweet for everybody to know me in Mexico. That would be sweet. You know what? I haven't even been to Mexico, and I'm right down here by the border. I'm right here in San Diego. Never been to Mexico. Been to Canada thousands of times, being from Detroit. But Mexico, no, I haven't. I probably should go get some good food. They got good food in Mexico, real good food. All right, guys, let's jump into it. It's a basketball game tonight. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. I don't know about you guys, but I took Boston money line on one parlay card, and in the second parlay card, I took Boston spread. So either or. So if they hit the spread, then you'll hit the money line. So you'll be good. All right. Hello, guys. Hello. If you got any questions, I'll be giving out picks for tomorrow baseball game and basketball game. If you want to bet something for tonight, I'll help you with that. Just on the keyboard or on the phone, and then I'll answer you. Um, let's look at tomorrow. Let's look at tomorrow's baseball. You guys want to get some good money? That's what I'm gonna do for you. We're gonna start off with Monday. No, Tuesday. Shit, what is this? 5, 6. Guys, let me know when you're ready to get started. If you want to hear the picks, just let me know. Type across the bottom. Okay, I'm just letting you know, guys, because guys are coming in and leaving out. So as you come in, if you want to hear or you want some picks, some good baseball picks, betting, spreads, over, under, just type it across the bottom of the screen and we'll get into it. Tomorrow is going to be a good game with LA and the Miami Marlins. You know, looking at that game tomorrow, you got, was it Tony Gonson? He's got like 9 strikeouts. And he's like 1-0 with a 4.5 ERA going up against Contrail. Oh, hello. Hi. Hello. How are you? I am doing great. I'm doing fantastic. Well, not fantastic, but you know, as best as you can. You got to fake it until you make it, right? I mean, so you just go and work out, try to keep your blood pressure down, right? Try to stay healthy, right? You work out. So then hopefully, yes, I should be, I'll feel better. I just keep going at it, you know. When you get my age, you have to work out because if you don't and you stop working out, everything goes. Yo, you think so? God bless you. God bless you too. Let me know if you want to get some bets because I'll tighten you up. Anything you want, just let me know. And I'll tighten you guys up. For tomorrow, I'm going to take the Los Angeles Dodgers, okay? They'll probably win today, but this kid from Miami, he's 16-0. I mean, he's has 16 strikeouts, but his ERA is 8.10. So right away, that tells me both of these pitchers have high ERA. So, well, his is the guy from Los Angeles. His is 4.5, so he's not that bad. But this dude Quantrill has 16 strikeouts, 8.1 ERA. So if you're just looking at this game and assuming, I would go with the Dodgers with the guy with the lowest ERA. But in hindsight, I think that that'll be a toss-up game. Anything can happen. So if I was gonna put something on this game, I would gamble, right, and take Miami because if you Miami's been hot, right? Miami and the White Sox have been hot. Miami wasn't that good last year, but towards the end of the season, Miami came on. The White Sox, they was terrible. I think they set a record for losing the most games, but they're not like that this year. When you pick underdogs like that, your money, you get more for your money that way. Good piece of cash. So tomorrow I would yeah, you think so, huh? Right? Right? But to me, if I'm picking tomorrow, I'm gonna gamble because this guy's got a 4.5 ERA and this other dude's got a 8.10. That dude with the eight with the higher ERA, he can get hot. Remember, he's in the majors. He can get hot. So I'll take a gamble. I mean, hell, I'll take a gamble because if it pays off, you got yourself some money. The over under on that one, I would probably go with the over. The under over. I think. Let's see if they have that in there. I don't care what they have it on. I would take the under. I mean the over on this one because these guys got two high ERAs. They're giving up a lot of hits. Tomorrow, okay, we've got the Cleveland Guardians versus the Washington Nationals. Ben Lively versus Brad Lord. I never heard of Brad Lord. Brad Lord is 1-3, 4.3. I mean 4.43 ERA, 17 strikeouts. Ben Lively 1-2, 3.72 ERA with 25 strikeouts. I'm gonna go with Ben Lively because I know him a little bit better, or his style, and he's got more strikeouts. Which sometimes it doesn't really mean anything. Oh, two guys, watch it when you bet with the pitchers, and if they have two good pitchers, and you take for how many strikeouts they're gonna get for like alt strikeouts. I usually try to go under their number. So if you look at their stats and say this guy Contreras, whatever his name is, he's playing today, right? I mean tomorrow, and he's got 20 strikeouts, and then you look at his game and you look at his stats like each game, 7, 6, 12 strikeouts, right? I'm gonna always go with the lower one, right? Because that way you're not guaranteed, but you give yourself a better chance at winning, right? So if you know you got a guy like Contreras, let's just say he's sharp as a whistle, right? I would take it. Say if Contreras had like 50 strikeouts in today's game, if he was playing, I would just say hell and go with 5. Oh, you like soccer? I do like sports, man. But this guy, is he gone? He said he likes soccer. You know what? I don't know too much about soccer. I played it when I was a kid, outside in the neighborhood. But when I came up, baseball was king, right? So that was it. This sucks. Yes. Yeah. What the hell? Hello, welcome to the Cityballers.com show. We got people coming in and out, right? So if you have any questions about the spread, betting some games for tomorrow, I can assist you on that and give you some of my picks. I do pretty good for myself. But if you need some help, just let me know. Trying to get my TV loaded so I can watch the game too, guys, and talk to you. If you want to talk about, if you got any questions on any baseball games for tomorrow or some late games tonight in baseball, I can help you out with that. Just go ahead and type across the screen, say whatever you want. Yeah, I don't care. If you want to bet on, holy shit, fucking sucks. Hey, let's see, where are we? I want to see some basketball. How are you? Good? If you want to talk about some sports or you want me to answer any questions for some games tonight or tomorrow, let me know. Type it across the screen and I'll help you out and give you my expertise on what I think you should do. Betting parlays. If you got a question on betting parlays, oh, shucks, man. I had some good shit. I really got some good stuff to talk about. So, I mean, betting parlays, the best way to do it when you're betting parlays is to make sure you do your homework. If you do your homework, especially with baseball, you'll hit more, right? So when I first started out and I was helping people and everything, I was going, okay, well, we'll throw pitchers in there. But you can't always throw pitchers, even if they got a great record, because that guy that's like 10 and 0, like who's that guy that played last year with the Dodgers? Glass now. Glass now was striking out everybody, right? Low ERA, but everybody has their day. And one day I put down, I got cocky and arrogant, and I put down 8 strikeouts. That dude, they took him out in the, they took him out of the game. Let's see, I think it's the 4th inning, and he didn't have not one strikeout. Now watch this, and I had him in 4 parlays, right? And I watched this. I'm gonna give you something even worse than that. I had him in all 4 parlays, and that was the very first game of that day. So it was shot. My parlay was shot. So when you're doing parlays, the best thing to do is, and you're gonna do a number, 2 or more, right? Parlays. Make sure you don't have the same team winning over and over in each parlay. You want to diversify, right? So you want to just switch them up, because if you don't, and let's say you put Babe Ruth in the game because he's hitting a home run every day, let's say, but you put Babe Ruth in the game, right? And you put him on 4 parlays, because if he doesn't hit a home run, guess what? You're screwed. Both parlays. If you got like 6, 7 tickets, done. Now, here's another thing you want to watch out for. You want to watch out for just relying on one guy to get a lot of stats. because if he gets hurt, you're screwed that way as well. So you want to watch when you're doing parlays. The best thing to do is just to watch out that you don't put. Say if you got 5 parlays and you got Johnny Joe, and you put Johnny Joe in each parlay, right? You got 5, and you put Johnny Joe in all 5. If he gets hurt, you're screwed. If he gets taken out of the game, you're screwed. So you want to watch when you do your parlays that you diversify and don't put the same team in each parlay. Because if you do, and you'll be sitting let's say, football season, and it's 12 o'clock, and the games are starting, and let's say you got Holy Cross winning, right? In all 5 of your parlays, you got Holy Cross winning, because Holy Cross is 10-0, right? But let's say Holy Cross loses, you screwed, man. Each one of your parlays done, and you set up there, you did all of that work on 5 parlays, and the kicker is what if it was the first game of the day, right? And let's see, it's the first game of the day, and you still have more games to play, and then all of a sudden, you have all of your teams win, but that one team screwed you. Well, that one team didn't screw you. You screwed yourself because you never depend on one person or one player when you go with those individual players. Or you can't depend on a team and have them in all your parlays. And I don't care. It's the Yankees, the Dodgers. I mean, Godzilla, right? Because Godzilla's going to have an off day. Now you got Godzilla in your parlay, and guess what? The dude ate too much. He got a stomach ache. He's not playing. That happened last year, right? What's that kid's name with the Diamondbacks? And I forget his name, but great guy. And he threw. Let me look him up. Hold on, I'm Diamondbacks roster. Where's this guy? Ooh. I'm just looking up this picture real quick so I can get going with it. Picture. I gotta find this dude. Where is he? He must be on the injury reserve. I don't see him. No. Okay. I don't see this dude. But because I know his name when I see him, but I can't remember his name. And the reason why I can't remember his name because when they pulled his butt out of that game, I think he only threw like 3 pitches. He got on the mound and he threw 3 pitches. Yanked him. So then they go, the commentators go, oh yeah, he hurt himself. I mean, you know what? You know when you're not ready to play, right? It doesn't take you to throw 3 pitches and then say, oh, I'm not ready after you done thrown through the third one. So he threw 3 pitches, and then they yanked him from the game. Guess what? I had him in 5 parlays. Guess what? I screwed myself. Diversified. It's not Wall Street, man. You hear those guys talking about diversifying your portfolio. Well, I'm telling you to diversify your teams when you start doing parlays. You don't want to keep putting the same team on each parlay. Sometimes you might want to, right? But in most cases, you probably want to stay away from that. Do I still do it? Yeah. When I start looking at the different teams, and I start looking at the games, and I get excited. I'm like, oh man, they've got okay. So here's a great one, for example, the Tigers and Screwball, and I forgot who they were playing, and he won the Cy Young Award last year. I put him in like, and we want to think that these guys are Superman or superhumans, but they're just regular humans like us, right? So they're gonna have a bad day. They're gonna have a bad game. But what you want to make sure is you cover yourself, because if he has a bad game, you don't want him to have a bad game, and you got him on 5 of your parlays. Because right now, that ain't cool. All of your money, and then you'll be hating the guy, and you want to talk trash. Trust me, trust me. Um, I'm still trying to hold on, guys. I want to find this Boston game. I took Boston. I took in two parlays. I took Boston um, money line. Now I didn't. I just wrote this down. I didn't play today, right? So I didn't bet, but I just wrote it down and was just looking at the games. And I said, okay, I'm gonna take. If I were to do something like that, I would take Boston money line. But I also took Boston spread, right? Yesterday, who did I take? I took somebody, and they got me really good. I forgot who it was, but diversify, guys, diversify. Now, I hear and I see guys on TV. I mean, not TV, but guys on YouTube, and they say, you don't want to play parlays. You'll lose too much money. That's not necessarily true, right? I mean, what works for you works for you. What works for me works for me. We're all different. We all got you know, some guys or females may have better intuition than I do. And I'll tell them to take the Dodgers, and they go, no, I'm not feeling that. All right? So I get it. But I would never tell people not to go parlays. Parlays can be beautiful, and it can be horrible, like a horror show. What's some of the worst stories I've had with, or what I've heard more about? Let's see, it was, I think, oh, wait, okay. So my son did a game. I think he had a parlay going, and he had, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to figure out, he had LeBron James, and this was last year. And he had LeBron James in all 5 of his parlays. And he said, Dad, he's going to get that 15. He's good for it. And I said, yeah. He's good for 15. But guess what? I don't even think he played that much. And I don't know what the situation was, but I think he made because my son took him at 15, and I think he made like 14 or 13. So you also want to be careful with that. Even the superheroes like LeBron James, they have off games or they have different plans. So you're not in the locker room, so you don't really know. So what you want to do is just save face and just say, you know what? I'm going to take the latter, the lower part. So what was I getting ready to say? Yeah, I mean, just be mindful, right? Just be mindful. But you also have to do your homework. If you don't do your homework, you're screwed, right? Now, for example, this Boston game tonight, right? If you're gonna bet on this game and you're serious about it, you want to look at the injury report. You want to see who's playing, who's not. You want to see who's hot. And then once you get through all of that, now you can just go with your gut feeling and how the teams both play and how they look. That's what it was. I took Cleveland yesterday, right? Always, here's another one, guys. Always follow your first mind. No, I ain't gonna say that because sometimes I follow my first mind and I still get screwed. But look, here's what you do. If you got a gut feeling on something, it feels really good, stick with it. Because my first pick yesterday, I took the Indiana Pacers. And then I sat down and then I started watching the TV, and I'm looking at ESPN, and then I let some of the commentators change my mind, and I went and put, who was that? I put Cleveland. I changed it from Indianapolis to Cleveland. And you guys know what happened yesterday, right? Cleveland got took behind the shed and got the daylights beat out of them. But you just want to diversify. You want to watch everything. Now watch this though, guys. Now here's the flip side. Here's the flip side to having one guy on all your parlays, on 5 parlays. What if if he hits or he wins? Now you got, right? So now also make sure you don't four your favorite teams, and then you put them all in one parlay, right? You don't want to do that either. I mean, as tempting as it is, you don't want to do it. And if you want to do it, just make sure that you have enough money to have other parlays, so you won't be so bent out of shape. Because if that first guy wins, the first guy tanks on you. Let's say on a football, like let's say football Sunday. I remember I took who the hell was this? It's a running back I had. I had him to score a touchdown and go over 20 yards. Dude got hurt, and I had him in 5 parlays. He was the only one that didn't hit his quota, so I lost by 1. So what does this all mean? Diversify. I had the guy in all of my parlays. Also, when you're betting parlays, it's always better to go on YouTube and listen to some of the handicappers and people that's talking about the games. Because let's just face it, everybody that know about baseball like that, right? But if you don't know, you let somebody learn it for you, or help teach you. Now, one of the things that's good about a lot of these online betting schemes, and by the way, I'm in California. California, you're not allowed to bet online. You can't do it. It's California. Why? I don't know. They say about the. They say it's because of the Indian tribes or whatever. They don't. It's gonna take away from them. But I never understood that, because that means they'll get more business, right? So I don't know, man. That's just, I don't know. But I hate politics, and I'm not going into it because I hate that politic crap. All right, so diversify, right? Also, it's a thing called nerfies and yerfies. I think the yerfies is when if both teams score in the first inning. But my favorite one is the nerfies, right? So let me explain it to you. That means a nerfie means that the first inning, no one will score. So now I tell you what, FanDuel has it where if you're betting on a nerfie, you can bet. You have to bet on each team, right? Or not? How's that? Wait a minute. Wait. FanDuel has it where it's either yes, they're gonna score in the first inning, or no, they're not. It's gonna result in a tie, right? Well, sometimes like if you got a pitcher who sucks, and this dude got like a 12-point ERA. This dude is getting trashed every game, right? You don't want to go for a nerfie on this guy, because he's already telling you he's giving up a lot of runs. The higher the ERA, the more runs he gives up. So you definitely want to look at all of that. But again, that does not guarantee that you're still going to win. because baseball has so many different variables. Do I see? I like baseball, right? So it's easier for me to rattle through it and look through the papers and try to figure out what baseball team I like. But most people don't have the time to do all of that. Like with football, you can just look at it and go, okay, boom, 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 right? Money line, spread, But baseball is different, but I love it. But the Nerfies and the Yerfies will bring you nice cash. It'll bring you some good cash in. Now, one of my buddies, during the NFL season, this guy had a parlay ticket. I forgot. I think he put like $50 or something on it. He lost by, I think it was a player stat, maybe like 1 yard or something like that. But this dude kicked ass. I mean, he pretty much got everything right except for I think it just came down to like one little one little hit or one run. And so he lost. And I'm like, damn, dude, you almost had 50 grand in your pocket. And he said, yep, if I'd have got that, he said, I definitely would have called off work. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Don't call off work, guys. Always go in and work. Always. If you don't work, you don't eat. So you also want to, and here's another thing you don't want to do. You don't want to engross yourself in sports gambling. You don't, if you got to walk away and take a break for a day or two, do it. Because if you start going day by day by day, right, and you're losing, well, guess what? And I hate to say this, guys, but don't get pissed off at me. You putting all your eggs in one basket and you're still losing, and you're losing by one, you're losing by two, and you're on a roll like you didn't lost like you ain't won a game in a month, right? Well, the first thing you're gonna do is want to kick that damn dog, right? But guess what? That dog might be pissed. And he'll bite your ass right back. But to avoid all of that, you don't want to put yourself into that situation, right? Because now you'll be tossing and turning in bed all night about all of the money you lost. But just be relaxed. Just relax. Take a walk. All right, you go take a walk, clear your mind, get some fresh air, And for you guys back east, like Detroit, there's no snow anymore. So you can go take that walk. And once you take that walk, you can have your phone out, just looking at the scores and looking at the lines, and take your deep breaths. And then you just never know what you may come up with. You might come up with a winner. But you want to be relaxed. You don't want to bet uptight. And yes, we chase. Everybody chases, right? That old lady that's in the casino sitting down in the chair, she's chasing, right? She's chasing that win. But everybody doesn't get that win, right? So sometimes you just got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. And you have to walk away. You just got to walk away. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm not... Oh, I didn't finish talking about the Nerfies. I think I did I? Yeah, I did. Sucks. Oh, here's another one. Let's say you got a pitcher's duel. I'm gonna pull one up. Hold on. This is gonna be nice. Holy crap! Look at New York. Piece of crap. Well, if you would have took Boston in the first quarter, you win because the Boston Celtics won the first quarter. It's always usually pretty good. That way you don't have to bet on the game. But the Nerfies and the Yerfies that I want to talk about, that's a real easy way how to make money. Now, the bad part about the Nerfies, the Nerfies or Yerfies, you have them in your parlay and you got them all right except for that first inning score. And if they get a run, you're screwed again. And Vegas didn't screw you, you screwed yourself. So you always just have to be careful and just watch when you're doing multiple parlays. When you're doing multiple parlays, you just want to be careful and make sure that you do your homework and you diversify the players or the teams, because you don't want to make sure you don't want to have the same teams in one parlay and that team loses and now you're screwed. Yesterday, Jack Flannery pitched, I think. Oh, what? No. Because today is Tuesday, right? Oh, no. Today is Monday. I fucking suck. Yeah, today is Monday. So yesterday was, where did I pick? I forgot. I picked, I think it was the St. Oh, I hate St. Louis, guys. I've been fading St. Louis and the Boston Red Sox all year because these guys have been screwing me like 40 going north. So the best thing to do with that, but they won. Yes, I think they won yesterday. They had Crochet on the mound. So and Crochet came from Chicago, the Chicago White Sox. Ace, dude gets a lot of strikeouts. He's a pimp. He's a baller. You always got to go with Crochet. Watch this. I'm gonna find this game. Oh, I know where to find it now. I'm just trying to get the basketball game on. If you have any questions, type across the computer and I'll answer any questions that you have. I was talking about the Nerfies and Yerfies. Do you know about that? Or do you care? Maybe, because it'll make you a lot of money. You always want to, sometimes you have to go with the underdog. I like Chicago today, man. I'm all over that Chicago. I took no, that game I took the over, right? But, oh, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. When and I'll wait till everybody gets on and I'll talk, kind of give it to them, because this is very, very, very important, right? And I think I'll just get into it now. So, guys, when you have two pitchers, two good pitchers, that's going against each other. Say like it's Roger Clemens against whatever, right? Fernando Valenzuela. Rest his soul in peace, right? Say he was going up against Nolan Ryan, right? You know that's going to be a pitcher's duel. So, knowing that, what you want to do is you want to go with the under, right? Sometimes it'll go over, but whatever. Because don't act like you don't lose. We all lose. Hell, but some lose more than others. But it's gambling, right? But you also want to be a responsible gambler. You don't want to sit up there and put $100 on tickets, because if you put $100 on some parlay tickets and you losing like that, you're gonna find yourself in debt real fast, and probably out on the streets, because your wife will find out and put your ass out. So you just want to be responsible. So when you have a pitcher's duel like that, and you got two good pitchers, you want to go with you automatically off the top. You want to go under. I'm gonna take this game is going under. I think we got one for tomorrow, but it was one for today that it had two good pitchers. Let me see what's for tomorrow, and I can give you a breakdown on that. Let's see. If you guys know, go ahead and feel free and type, and I'll answer any questions. Yo, what's up, dude? What's up, Mr. Gibson? Jeremy Gibson. What it is, what it will be. All right. Oh, that's the guy I was telling you about, Zach Gallen. That's the one that threw 3 pitches, and they said he couldn't play anymore, and they pulled him out of the game. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Because I'm like, if you can't throw 3 pitches in a game, trust me, you're not going to figure that out when you get on the mound, right? Maybe it was a call from Vegas. But let me find these games. Let's see 25, 25, 30, 30. Oh, here's one. Here's a good one. And I'm going to wait for people to dive in on this one because I like this game. This is going to be a nerfy game. First inning, no score. It's going to result in a tie, right? We're talking about nerfies where you can make some good money. So tomorrow, here's a prime game. Now watch this. The Pittsburgh Pirates versus the St. Louis Cardinals. You want to take the under in that game off the rip because Paul Skeens is damn good, right? So you want to take the Pittsburgh Pirates, Paul Skeens. You want to, and he's got like 40 strikeouts, right? Off the bat, before you start doing anything and you see these two good pitchers, the first thing you want to do is go to the under. I don't care. Go to the under. Does that guarantee me a win? No. But more times than not, when you got two good pitchers like this, you're going to get a pitcher. You're going to get a lot of points out of games like this. You say, oh, all they're going to be doing is striking people out. Nobody's going to get on base. Yeah, but when that happens, you can bet for that. You can get good money for that. So when you got two great pitchers like Paul Skeens is going up against Matthew Lieberton, right? I don't know if I pronounced it right, but what's going to happen is because Paul Skeens is an ace. Let's look at Paul Skeens' stats. Okay, here's what I was talking about. So Paul Skeens is April 19th. He only had 4 strikeouts, right? Second game against the Dodgers, he had 9 strikeouts, right? Third game against Chicago, he had 2 strikeouts. So you can just see this pattern. It's like one day he's good at 4 strikeouts, the next week, boom, he gets 9. And then the next week, 2 strikeouts. So you just want to be careful and just look at the patterns and just look at all of the different, scenarios that you can come up with in your head. You know how us guys do. We come up with a lot of scenarios in our head, but at the end of the day, they be all off, right? But that's just the nature of the beast. But like I said, but when you got a pitcher's duel and two pitchers are going against each other, they both got low ERAs and they're good pitchers, or great pitchers, you definitely want to look at taking the under. And a lot of this will happen in October and September, more or less October, and you'll say, well, why? What's any difference from now to August? Well, because people are trying to get in the playoffs, right? And they're going to put a lot of their pitchers on board. Going to put their best out. So you'll see a lot of 1-0, 2-1. You'll see a lot of games like that at the end, except for the teams that, like last year, like the White Sox, like them dudes, they gave up. They was like, whatever, right? So you want to stay away from that. But watch this. There's always a team that's not that good. They play for pride and they win. Now, last year, Miami was like that. The Miami Marlins. And those guys taught me a good lesson because I was fading them in every game. And those SOBs started fading my parlays. They was winning. And I'm standing around doing like, because that's my fault. Because I knew that they were capable of winning, but I just wasn't keeping up. I didn't do my homework. Had I did my homework, I would have known that Miami, during that time of the year, they were doing they weren't doing pretty good, but they were just playing for pride. Ooh, sorry. Some teams play for pride at the end of the year, and some guys like, hell, man, the hell with this, and we'll reconvene next year, and they don't give a shit. They calling their wives and stuff on the phone, planning trips, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to just kind of be careful towards the end of the year. But basically, so I digress. Let's go back. We want to talk about these pitchers. So we go with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Right off the rip, I'm gonna take the under in that game. I'm taking the under in the Pittsburgh versus St. Louis. Right now, I got the under. Now I'm gonna proceed and go inside the game. Why? Because I'm chicken shit, and I don't know who's gonna win this game because both of them it's like a toss up. Because this other guy he's going against has 30 strikeouts, right? And just because he has 30 strikeouts, or just because the other guy's got 41 strikeouts, doesn't mean that he's gonna win. So you wanna try to like get more bang for your buck and get around this game and go with the under because it's a pitcher's duel. Then you can go with the Nerfies. First inning, no hit, or first inning resulting in a tie, right? That's what you want to go with. First inning resulting in a tie. So you've got and then you want to add in some strikeouts. Because if you got good pitchers, okay, so let's go in here and just look. And I get excited when I talk about this shit. I like it. So let's go. Paul Skeens, and we went over his already. 2 strikeouts, 9 strikeouts, and 4 strikeouts, right? So if I'm looking at this guy, and I had to pick him because right now I would stay away from him. I'm fading this guy. But the problem with fading him, because he's been not that consistent, pitchers like him that's really good like this, trust me, he'll pull it together, and when he pull it together, it's gonna be like how he was last year, one hitting guys and striking out 20 freaking guys in 1 inning. That's impossible, but yeah, because you only strike out 3. But if he's striking out the side, like the second inning, first batter strikes out, second batter strikes out, third batter strikes out. Now, I'm sure you can find that on these betting tools, but can it happen? Yeah. Does it happen? Yeah. Would I do it? Hell no. Now, it's just when things are going good, when you get arrogant, you get put back in your place real fast, right? hmm Um, but back to this game. I'm going to take the under. Again, I'm going to take the under in this game, Pittsburgh and St. Louis. I'm taking the under. Then I'm going to go inside the game, and I'm going to take Paul Skeens to throw 4 strikeouts. He's probably going to throw more than that, but he's been going up and down like this. So I'm just trying to get some money, man. I'm just trying to buy a piece of pizza, right? So if I'm hungry, right, and I just want some pizza, I'm going to take this guy, Paul Skeens, and just say 4, 5 strikeouts because nothing is guaranteed. You know, this dude can strike out 12 guys a day. Then when he gets to that last game of the year, he has nothing left in the tank. Sucks. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a while on this, and I just want people to, pretty much get the understanding of parlays, and you can make good money. Um, there's always a way, right? So you want to be careful, like I said, when you're doing your parlays, and not put the same team in your parlays. You don't want to just keep putting the same team. Say you got 5 parlays, right? And you done your homework, right? And then you done your homework on the Colorado Rockies, which, by the way, they're not that good this year. But you did all your homework. You kind of got the gist of everything. And let's say your team, the San Francisco Giants, is playing the Rockies like yesterday, and you're confident that the Rockies is going to beat the crap. I mean, who did I say? What team? Whatever. But the good team is going to beat the crap out of Sorry. So the good team is going to beat, you're assuming that the good team is going to beat the crap out of that bad team, right? Because they heavily favored. But in cases like that, if you lose, man, you ready to put a hole in the wall. And it ain't Vegas, it's your ass. Because you got to make sure that you always diversify and you never get greedy. When you start getting greedy, you're done. Right? Um, this is a while back. I did something really freaky, right? I had wrote out my picks for the week or for that one game. And then I said, you know what, I'm gonna do another ticket. And I'm not suggesting you do this because this is just luck, right? Um, I did another ticket and I took all of the opposite from what I did on that ticket. I did this other ticket and did the opposite. Guess what? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I'm like, holy. Yeah. But I did it again, right? I ain't had that much success. So, I mean, it's baseball, guys. I mean, what do you expect? Uh, look at this. Let's go ahead and look at this Boston game. See what the hell is going on here. Yeah, New York sucks. Okay, so watch this, guys. And a lot of you guys know this already. You know what? I'm gonna start kind of going later. I mean, earlier, because we got games on, and you guys don't have time to hear my mouth. But you have a parlay, right? And you decide you know this team is gonna win, like this Boston versus New York game. So right away, and this is what I would do, right? You take Boston money line, right? And then on your next parlay ticket, you take the Knicks plus the points, right? So when you look at it, you know it says plus 3. That means that the other team is favored. So you want to take the points with New York. And I think it was 9, right? So the other ticket you take the New York Knicks plus 9, right? So you could probably win both parlays because you didn't put everything into one. You diversified. And then only that, you took the New York Knicks game where you took the New York Knicks and you gave them plus 9. So let's just say you got the New York Knicks money line, right? And then you got the New York Knicks plus the points. You're going to get a hell of a lot of money if that team ain't favored and you've taken a money line, right? Good, you get it. So the next team, the same team, right? You want to move over, and this time we're not going to take the points. The opposite team like Boston, right? So then you want to go over to Boston, and you want to put Boston down for the money line. You get it? So you take, like for tonight's game, you take what is the spread on it? I think it's 9. I think you take Boston, and you know you're gonna put. So if you don't think you're gonna put them in the spread, then yeah, feel free. Take the big spread. If you don't think you're gonna put this on a parlay ticket, right? Take whatever you want. But for me, I'm gonna take the Boston Celtics money line, and then I'm gonna turn around and take the New York Knicks plus the points. And then you go, Ron, what does all of this mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that you could possibly win 2 games. Because if you took Boston money line, right? And they don't have to win by any points. They just win straight up. So now you got a W with that. But Boston wasn't able to cover that 9.5 spread. So you got another winner chicken dinner, right? With the New York Knicks, and your other ticket is still good because even though they didn't cover, I took Boston money line. Now if you take Boston money line, right? And then you come back and you take New York uh, money line. That's not gonna work. You're probably only gonna win one ticket, right? One parlay. So again, what you want to do is you take the Boston Celtics. If you're gonna take the Boston Celtics, take the money line. And that's if you're playing two or more. So you just come right off the rip, take Boston money line, and then you go over to New York and you take New York um, plus the point, so 1.5, because there's a great possibility that the Boston Celtics is going to win this game. But what if they don't cover? But the way it's looking, they're going to cover. They're beating the crap out of New York. I think they're down by 8 points now, but that's going to change, man. Boston's going to hand it to the Knicks. Because truthfully, if the Pistons had beef stew, this is a game we'll be watching. I probably wouldn't even be on here. I have to wait later because I love the Pistons. Go Pistons. Um, I don't know what. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock here. It's 8 o'clock where you guys are at. I'm tired, man. I'm ready to go. Um, it's just cool, man. I mean, just make sure you check with me. Oh, let me give you the picks for tomorrow. I almost forgot. Hold on. Nobody said I was the smartest tool in the shed. Right. Hey, so New York already played? What is this? Did New York play already? Uh, what's today? Oh, no. No, they haven't played. All right. I was wondering what the hell. What is this, 5th? Today's the 5th? Yeah, no, no, no. Nope. Nope. Well, they played yesterday. And this is a game from yesterday. 3-2. Okay, yeah, they haven't even started this other one yet. Let's see, Yankees. Let's go across the top. Let's see. Okay, so we got the Dodgers 5-0, right? If you took the Dodgers, so when you have the Dodgers play Miami, you also just want to be careful because Miami is not that. You ever heard of this? You say that this is the best, sorriest team. They're the better team. Yeah, they just better. I like the Marlins. Actually, I'll put it on. I put everything on them. These guys, not everything, but a lot. So let's get at this tomorrow. Hold on. Hey, let's get this money, y'all. Let's get this money. I can't find where I do it. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay. MLB. And give me a minute. I just want to pull up something so I can just type it in, and so you guys can get the gist of it. Mm. I'm getting ready to put together a quick little parlay for you guys for tomorrow. So just give me a couple of minutes, and I'll be right with you. And we'll just go over, what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be a good one. I got you. I got you guys covered. All right, let's do this shit. So tomorrow we've got and by the way, the Seattle Mariners are hot, and they smashing them left-handed pitchers. So you might want to look at that. Okay, so tomorrow, we've got is okay. I would take the Dodgers again, money line. If you just want to be safe, let's just go with the Dodgers. So we're taking the Dodgers money line, right? Okay. The second game, the Texas Rangers versus the Boston Red Sox. I told you how I felt about Boston. Boston kind of has been letting me down. I don't know why. What's going on with the Red Sox? They're probably rebuilding. They'll be back. But so tomorrow, I'm gonna take the Texas Rangers money line, right? So, but to be sure, I'm gonna cross reference everything, and I'm gonna go over here and look at the pitchers. The pitcher is gonna be a pitcher's duel or whatever. Hold on. Paul Skeens is on the mound. Okay. Who? Hold on. Okay, Los Angeles. LA. Okay, right away for tomorrow's game, I'm looking at LA versus the Florida Marlins. This guy with the Dodgers has got a 4.5 ERA. The Miami pitcher has a 8.10 ERA. You're gonna get this either way. I personally would take the Dodgers, and I would take. Let me see how many uh, strikeouts that Tony G has. I mean, come on, you piece of crap. Where are you? Okay, here we go. All right, so who is this guy? Uh, Tony Golson or whatever, Goulson or Gonsolin. Um, he only pitched in one game so far, and in that game he got the win. He went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, give up 3 runs, and had 9 strikeouts. Actually, that's pretty good. That's damn good in the majors, right? So, as you seeing slugger after slugger after slugger. So, and that's what I told you guys. You have to watch out for Miami because Miami's a younger team. So they're just playing with house money right now. And the next thing you know, next year or this year, you never know, they might smack some people in September and October. Let's get going because I gotta go. All right, so we're gonna take the Dodgers money line, right? And we're gonna take we're going here for the pitchers. Um, the pitchers from the Dodgers, I'm gonna give him. I'll go with 3+ strikeouts. 3+ strikeouts. Don't get in over your head and don't get greedy. So just take him with 3 strikeouts. Do we want to go with the over under? Not really. Okay. Do you want to go to Nerfy or Yerfy first inning results in a tie? They good pitchers, but these guys give up too many runs to take a Nerfy. And you don't want to take a Nerfy, man. You take a Nerfy only when you know, like when Screwball is hot, or any pitcher. Any pitcher is hot, yeah, then you take the strikeout. You take the higher number, but always be aware not to go over. And if you want to know how not to go over, just go into ESPN or whatever, look at his stats, and look at how many how many games he's played in the past, and what his numbers is like, and it'll give you a good idea. Tomorrow, if I'm a gambling man, I would take Miami, but I don't think so. I think the Dodgers is starting to get better again because they kind of fell off. They beat the crap out the Tigers, and then it was like this, right? 11-2 or 11-1. They kind of tailed off. Now they're probably leveling off now. Give me the Dodgers money line. All right, let's put this in here. Dodgers money line. Okay, the next game, Texas Rangers and the Boston Red Sox. Let's see who they got on the mound, and we'll go from there. I don't like that game. If you don't like a game, don't take it, because 9 times out of 10, that's your your inner voice saying, "Hey, stupid, don't do it." Right? So don't do it. Because if you do it, now you're gonna be strapped for cash because you done lost. You can't sleep. You're tossing and turning in the bed all night, and your wife wants to know what the problem is. She's got one hand on the trigger too, man, ready to throw your ass out the house. So yeah, um, I'm gonna I'm gonna pass on this. I'm gonna fade both of these guys, and we'll just pass on it. Philadelphia versus Tampa. We got Zach Wheeler, 57 strikeouts. He's 2-1 with an ERA of 3.48 ERA. This other chap, Drew Romasit. Oh, God damn it. What is his name? Rosamu or whatever. He's got 30 strikeouts. His ERA is a 2.64. Quite lower. So we're gonna quite lower than what Wheeler has. So I'm gonna go in here and just look at Drew and just kind of cross-examine him because you don't want to say they're gonna win and then you go in here and then you put like 3 strikeouts and this dude don't get no strikeouts. So that's why you have to always watch and see what they patterns and how well they do. All right, so piece of crap. In a game like this, I'm going to take Wheeler. So I'm going to take the Philadelphia Phillies. Then I'm going to go inside the game, same game. Go inside of it and start picking some player props. You've got first inning over under, right? Look at these jokers. No, I wouldn't do them because these guys might give up some hits. Let's just make sure. I'm going to give you guys bad information. Also, too, I will talk about the live betting. The live betting is good, man. You can get good money on that. But one thing you have to do with the live money, go to soccer, right? Like, so if I'm betting on soccer, what I usually do at the same when it's already starting to play, if a soccer team is winning, let's just say it's little Johnny's team. Little Johnny team has scored 2 points. Franklin's team has 0. And it's 2 halves in soccer, first half and second half. If you know they're at halftime, or you already know that they're in the second half, and it's 2-0, jump on it. You're not going to get too much of a price because it's an easy pick and it's money line. Not unless if you take a tie, that's like good money. But yeah, so I'm gonna pick Philadelphia money line, right? And let's see, let's move down. What do I like? I don't Wheeler. Okay, so holy crap, they don't even have it in there. Just that quick, they don't have it in there yet. But once they update it, I already know Wheeler. He's a good pitcher. So a guy like that, you kind of want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I would give him 5. I will give him 5. Definitely, I'll give him 5. If you chicken shit like me, then you'll probably go down to 4. Now watch this. Still doesn't guarantee you to win because I've done that a lot of times. I'm like, okay, you got Nolan Ryan pitching straight heat, and then I take the Astros. That's who I used to play with. So I take the Astros, and it never comes to fruition. It never happens. They don't win that game. So you just have to be super, super, super careful. And when you're betting, and if you're not sure, call somebody, email me, text me, and I'll tell you what's good and what's not good. All right, so we'll pull out because they don't have that game in there, but we'll move down. We took Philadelphia spread. That's what I think you should do. And then you got the San Diego Padres versus the New York Yankees. The Padres is favored in this game. But watch this, guys. You've got a better chance for the Lakers to beat these guys. Ask me why. Why? Because because San Diego. Okay. So, okay, somebody sent me a message. I had to stop. So, I would take San Diego, not San Diego. I would take New York money line. I would take New York money line, and you'll get a damn good price because they're not favored. Let's go over this real quick and let's see. So you make sure you take that. Okay, so what is this? What does this mean? Let's keep this thing going. Um, Cincinnati versus the Atlanta Braves. Chris Sale is on the mound. Good pitcher. I'm going to take the Braves. I'll take the Braves money line, right? I'll take the Braves money line. Let's go inside the game and see if they have the pitching props yet. I don't think they do. Nope. But we've got a Yerfie, right? So we'll go in there. We'll put first inning results in a tie, right? It's going to make your points go up, right? Because like I said, if you got a shitty team, or if you got two good teams and you don't know who's going to win, if you know they're both slugging teams and both of their pitching staff sucks, you definitely want to take the over. If you know these guys got a good defense and they got a good defense and they have good pitching. Yeah, I mean, hold on. I'm sorry. That we took New York. We got to take New York, right? Yeah. So we went down here with the Atlanta Braves, Chris Sales. I don't think that they have him up yet with his pitching props, but I would go 3 strikeouts with Sale, Chris Sale. He's another one that was having a problem early in the year, but like I told you, it's only May. I mean, so, and I've seen it time and time again. These pitchers, these power pitchers, they don't have the best stuff in April and May and June. But catch them guys in July, catch them guys in August, and in August, those guys will be throwing the heat, and they'll be right back to what we're used to. All right, so we took the Rangers, we took the the Philadelphia Phillies spread. We took the New York Yankees and the points, but I got cocky and arrogant, and I'm gonna go. Um, I'm taking the New York Yankees money line. Now, if they hit, that's some good money right there because they're not the favorite. All right, so let's go. You see how baseball goes. You see how it goes. It doesn't matter if the team is 20-0 versus a team that's 1-12, because that team with 1-12, they might have a guy on there that's just been getting a lot of bad breaks, and then he just breaks out of it. New York is out the door, but or Cincinnati. I'm gonna take Atlanta though. I'm definitely gonna take Atlanta, and I'm gonna take Sale. And I don't know what the strikeouts will be in here, but I'll say 3, 4, maybe 4. If they force your hand with 4, take it. FanDuel only go as low as 3 strikeouts. I notice Fanatics, those guys will give you 2 strikeouts, and they usually give you a good price on it. So, like with FanDuel, you'll go with the lower guys with the lower strikeouts, and say you put in there 2 strikeouts. Well, guess what? This dude don't even get any. So you just want to be careful. Just because he's a good pitcher, good pitchers have bad games all the time. So we got the Braves money line. Then we'll go down to Baltimore versus the Minnesota Twins. I don't like this guy. Oh, sorry. I don't like this game right here, right? And I don't like it. So I'm going to pass up on it. Let me go over here and just look, and make sure what I'm doing is right. All right. San Francisco, Justin Verlander versus Colin Ray. Justin Verlander is 0-2. His ERA is 4.38, 32 strikeouts. Colin Reed, the Cubbies, this dude is 2-0, 1.4 ERA. So now I'm curious. So now I'm going to go into Colin Ray's, you know, stats and look and see what's going on with this guy. So he hasn't okay. So his first game against Arizona of the year, he scored 5 points. He struck out 5. Second game, struck out 7. Third game, he struck out 2. So if I'm gonna go with anything, I would probably say it's safe to say if you're on FanDuel, take 3 points, and if you are on Fanatics, take 2 strikeouts because Fanatics give you as low as 2. But remember, guys, don't put a lot of stock in the player props because sometimes those player props don't work for a lot of reasons. Guy gets hurt, anything. So, and they'll pull him out of the game for anything. So, yeah, you can have 1 or 2, but don't get in there. And this is my opinion. You don't want to get into the habit of relying on a certain guy all the time because that even if he's good, that's still going to burn you. Because why? Everybody has a bad day, right? Everybody has bad days, good days. That dude might have it that day. This sucks. Let's see what's next. Where am I at? Okay. We took the Cubbies. I'm marking this off so I can tell you what the price is going to be. We took the Cubbies. Then we got Baltimore and Minnesota. I'm going to pass that. Then we got the White Sox and the Kansas City Royals. I've been fading Kansas City too, man. Kansas City seems like they're good, and the next minute they fall off. New York just jumped on top of San Diego 2-0. Teach you guys a lesson. All right, and then you know what? Let's take Chicago. And I'm going to give you the price after this. We'll take Chicago money line. Then we go with San Francisco and Chicago. I'm going to take the Cubbies money line because I got a good feeling. I like, the Cubbies. The Giants is no slouch. But this Ray Kid is good. Then we got the Houston Astros against the Milwaukee Brewers. I don't like this game, so I'm going to pass. We've got Pittsburgh and we've got St. Louis. And remember, I told you, this is the game. This is the money game when you got a pitcher's duel. So you got Paul Skeens and you got this other guy, Lieberton Tone. So right away, what did I tell you? I'm going to go straight to the under. Right? And then I'm going to go inside the game and look and see if they got the player stats out, which they do not. Piece of crap. What? Pissing me off. Okay, so let's do this. We'll move down, and we'll go with the first inning result in a tie. And we don't have to worry about who's going to win and who's going to lose. Because when it's me, somehow or other, man, St. Louis, they make my life miserable. When I bet against them, they win. When I bet on them, they lose. But it's just me. Maybe St. Louis don't like me. Whatever. Boom, 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 boom. We took the nerfy and the yerfy, right? So now we're gonna go back and we'll go back to baseball. Where did this crap go? Okay, here it is. So we'll go back, right? And let's move down. The Tigers and the Colorado Rockies. Go Tigers. Now they're gonna be playing in Colorado, right? That ball jumps. It flies. Because of the thin air. But you're playing the Detroit Tigers. I'm taking the Detroit Tigers money line. No, I'm taking the Detroit Tigers spread. Negative 1.5. I am going to also go with the over in that game. Over 9.5. Right? This next game, Toronto Blue Jays versus the California or Los Angeles Angels. I don't like that game. New York versus Arizona, and guess who's pitching? Zach Gallen, the guy that screwed me last year. I'm not taking that. I'm gonna pass on that game and just move on. And then Seattle versus the Athletics. I'm gonna take Seattle and I'm gonna take the money line. The A's are no slouch though, guys. They're getting better. And I noticed about the A's, if you notice, they're not calling them the Oakland A's, right? Because you know they're gonna move. They're moving to Vegas, right? So, but I think this year and next year, I think, or maybe just this year, they're gonna play like they playing in Sacramento or whatever. Why don't you just call them the California A's for right now? But they just took the city's name off. It's done, and they're going to Vegas. I don't understand that one though because I know when I was living up there in the Oakland area, and I was on the Oakland side. I was like Fremont, right down from Oakland. Oakland is doing a lot. They're changing. They're building up, and the cost of living is high as hell. The city is beautiful. They doing a lot of gentrification. They're gentrifying the different neighborhoods. And I don't see why you can't keep your football and your baseball team. But people think that the Vegas going to Vegas is hot. I don't. I wouldn't want to play in Vegas because you're gonna have all kind of bullshit going on playing in Vegas. You're gonna have a guy falling, dropping balls. You know why, right? Hmm. All right. So I wouldn't even want to play. All right. So now we've got. Let's go over it again. Over this ticket. Holy crap! Where is it at? Okay. We took the Braves money line for tomorrow. We took this. We took a Nerfy first inning resulting in a tie, right? And then we took the under 7 in this game. Then we've got. Wait. Okay, so the first inning resulting in a tie. And I didn't really mean to put it there, but things happen for a reason. Maybe I was. So maybe Atlanta and the Reds have Nerfies in the first inning. The first inning resulting in a tie. That's good money. So let's just leave it in there and see what's going to happen. And then we've got Pittsburgh Pirates at the St. Louis Cardinals. Another pitcher's duel. What do? We take the under automatically. It's a pitcher's duel. Now, does that guarantee that it's going to be a pitcher's duel? Hell no. Sometimes it don't even go like that. But in most cases, they're not. Yeah, it's going to be a pitcher's duel. And more times than not, if you're not playing the Yankees or you're not playing the Dodgers, um, that team is probably not going to score in the first inning if you got two good pitchers. So, and then let's see. Last but not least is Baltimore. So I didn't take them. Okay, so let's look. New York money line, Atlanta money line, Chicago White Sox money line. I took the Chicago Cubs money line. And then we took the St. Louis Cardinals in Pittsburgh. We took the what? Under. And then the Tigers, we took the money line. I mean the spread. And then we also took the over. Ron, why are you taking the over? You tripping. No, I'm not, because that ball jumps. And the Tigers got Green, who's been going off lately, and you got my main man Turkelson, who's gonna smash that ball tomorrow. So I'm taking the over in that game. I think the Tigers bats are gonna be exploding. And let's see what we got. Oh, and last but not least, the Seattle Mariners, who's been killing these right handers. I think it's the lefties they killing or the righties. Let's see who they. We don't have that. Let's just say because Seattle's been hot anyway, so we're gonna go with Seattle. All right, what's a good number, man? If you guys wanna, let's just say, baby needs some new shoes. I'm broke. I'm gonna put $10 on this because I don't have anything. If you put, holy crap, if you put $10 on this, you know how much you win? You win $18,000. Read it and weep. I swear to God. I'm not lying. Well, you can't see it, but I would take St. Louis. I mean, I would take. You probably might. when it's like that, and they don't have a lot of you got a lot of picks, man, and it's 18,000. You want to go in there and make sure. But I'm gonna tell you the only reason it's this high. This is a 13 leg, right? The only reason it's high is because you wait because you're not because you're wagering $10. It's high because you took two Nerfy Yerfies. I mean two Nerfies. You took two, one in each game, or whatever game it was. You took the under in the Pittsburgh game. You took the Tigers over 9.5. You took the Dodgers money line, Texas Rangers money line, Philadelphia spread. I was fading them guys last week. You know what? It's just the test, I'm telling you, because I think I would take Tampa Bay. I just would. I'll take the Rays. But we'll just go through all $10. $10 get you 18,000. Not bad. It sounds good. It looks good. It makes sense. But it always doesn't come out that way. So, because this is baseball. So you have to kind of. Baseball is more luck than anything, man, because they got so many different variables. You just have to pick the right time and the right team in the right place, man. Maybe Saturn is not in retrograde. I have no idea what I just said. Um, my mother talks about Saturn going in retrograde. I go say, Mom, I'm going to talk to this guy about getting a new car. Well, Mercury's in retrograde. You don't want to do whatever. As I got older, I realized, yeah, she was right. Because Mercury goes like this, but it stops and it starts going backwards. So if it's going backwards, right, all these planets have effect on everything. Moon draws water. High tide, full moon, high tide, because it's pulling the water. So if you can imagine if a planet starts going counterclockwise, shit goes wrong, whatever. That's it for today. I am done. You guys have been great. You guys are so awesome. I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. We're just gonna keep this thing going until we can see, what we can get and make how much money we can make for next week. Right? We're gonna keep going, and we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna keep going. We're gonna see how this thing is gonna go. Cityballers.com. Right? So we're gonna do sports gaming too. So if you look at some of the old videos I got, this is recordings from way back, and most of the teams were from Detroit. Then I covered guys in Memphis, Los Angeles, Atlanta, and you'll see a lot of players when they were kids that's on there. So what's the guy? Sauce Gardner. Yeah, we had him on there when he was a kid. He played in Detroit. So, you see a lot of kids. It's more. It's more. Devontae. What's Devontae's last name? He's with the Eagles, but he's coming home. He used to play with King. Good kid. Very good kid. He's awesome. Just like you guys are awesome. I'm out. Love, peace, and hair grease, right?